We live. We live. We live.
Live.
We live. We live. What's up? Welcome. What's up, L Boogie? Thumbs up if you can hear us. Yes. Thumbs up if you can hear us.
Aw, look at the little live chat popping off over there.
You see it? You see it?
Hey, Nikki. Hey, girl.
Hey!
Hey.
Thumbs up if you can see and hear us clearly. Hey, basically, Brittany. Guys, this is my first StreamYard and my first collab. Ah, look at us. We're growing. We're growing over here. Thank you so much. Yes. Hey, Irene. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Hey, it's told by Nicole. Well, listen, family, while you come into the room, I would like to introduce you to finally, to Linda from 90 Day Fiance The Melanated Way.
There's a face.
Yes. You guys know that I do not, we've all talked about it. I just can't follow these like blogs and, sites about these shows that I review because it's just too much. It's too much. And a lot of times these sites are not the nicest, right? And, over here at Nikki Star TV, we have a little, we have fun. We crack some jokes about this show and then we go on about our day. I don't want to be a part of tearing people down. Just any of that negativity that comes with sometimes doing stuff like this. And 90 Day Fiance, The Melanated Way. I don't know if it popped up on my Explore page on Instagram, or I think maybe one of you guys suggested it, but I saw her page and I was just hooked from day one. One, because not only was the tea accurate, it was not in the way you position your page, Linda. It's not in a negative way. It's like you're getting the information out and you're keeping the viewers informed. And that's why I have made you my only follow for any of these shows that I review, because I love the work that you do. And I am loving the person behind it. So I would love for you to introduce yourself to my family, the Star family here at Nikki Star TV. Let us know about you, my love.
Thank you so much for doing this collab, first and foremost. Second of all, I follow you. My subscribers always shout you out, say, oh my God, you got to check out Nikki Star. You got to check out Nikki Star. You got to check out Nikki Star. And I was like, who? Because I'm new to YouTube. So I was like, who's this Nikki Star? Let me go ahead and see what's going on. And I just have so much fun. I laughed like the first 20 minutes of your show because you're singing and they're talking and all of this stuff. I was like, oh, I can totally relate to this girl, even down to like the whole hair thing. Because girl, this pandemic has got me. My mom was like, because my mom's African, right? So my mom was like, oh, I was showing her all the hair loss because I got a little lackadaisical in the conditioning and the oiling of my scalp, all that stuff. And so there was a bunch of hair loss. And she was like, oh no, that is too much hair loss. That is too much hair loss. You cannot go back. You cannot go back.
Yeah.
Right. So I just think like, hey, this is like a beautiful thing. And so when I heard, and I definitely have to shout out Crystal. I don't know if she's in the live chat.
Yes, Crystal is here. Hey, Crystal.
Okay, Crystal's the one that put me on to you. And she's like, you got to check this out. She is like following you on Instagram. She says you're the only place that she follows. And yeah, because, I'm an entertainment reporter. And some people know me from AfterBuzz TV. I've got a bunch of like shows. And I've been with the 90 Day family from day one. So to just hear you and like collab, it's like I'm excited. I'm super excited. Thank you for having me, you guys. Thank you in the live chat for just being here. It's gonna be like a great time.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good time. Yes, we're gonna have a good time because let me tell you something, guys. Linda Listen, her stuff be accurate. That's another reason why I follow you, because your stuff is accurate. It's not a game.
Right.
What I wanted to do is we're going to keep it pretty much. We have a little run sheet of what we're going to do here. But while you guys are all coming in, what I first wanted to do, and Linda, welcome. If you want to clap along or sing along, do whatever you need to do, girl. This is how we started off.
I'm not the best singer, but I'll bring it.
Do what you can do. You ready?
Let's do it.
Let's get into it. Come on in the room. Oh, come on in the room. Yeah, we got so much to talk about. Come on in the room. Tracy, it's here. Get the clapping. Come on in the room. What's up, tonight? Come on in the room. Yeah, we got so much to talk about. So won't you come on in the room? Come on in the room. Oh, come on in the room. Yeah, we got so much to talk about, because Shannon Van is here. Shannon Van is my girl, and she's here. We got so much to talk about, so won't you come on
in the room?
In the room. Yes! Put my order steps. Thank you so much. This is such a blessing.
Is this jazz hands?
Huh?
Let's have jazz hands at the
yes.
end. Theater girl.
Jazz hands. Thank you guys so much for joining us. This is so much fun. Yeah, Shannon Van is great. That's my girl. Shout out to my moderators, Black Lavender, Shonda, Tracy. Thank you guys so much for making this possible, right? Because I could not do this and then be in the comments trying to get everything together. You guys are so great, and I just wanted to appreciate you on today. Thank you so much. What's up, Nikki V? Yes, what's up? The family is here.
Yay!
Oh, I love it. I love it too. I'm really excited about this one, Shan. Hey, Sly Cat.
Hey, Sly Cat. You know, if you watch my page, Nikki, I don't know what my problem is, but you know, like the heart.
The heart emoji?
Yeah, I can't do it.
Oh, me either.
I try. And I've been taught a million times, but it's looking like I'm trying to do some like gang sign. But
yeah,
this is in my heart.
It turns into that thing. What is it? This is the church. What is that? This is the church. This is the people. Open it up, and there's the steeple.
Right?
Remember that? This is the church. This is the people.
I only know Itsy Bitsy Spider. Bitsy Spider, clean up the water spout.
Yes.
Down
came. I went to a like hood school in Philly, so it was a little different. It was down came the rain. We had people like banging on the desk and watched the spider out, and up came the sun and dried up all the rain and the itsy bitsy spider. Thank you so much, Casey. Thank you so much for the super chat. Casey said, new sub. That song was fire. Loving you so far. Loving you too, Casey. Thank you. Thank you.
What you don't know, Nikki.
The steeple. And open the doors. Yes. Thank you. I'm sorry. I haven't been to Sunday school in a while.
So what you don't know, Nikki, is that I'm from Canada, right? So the Black girl from Canada.
Yes.
So people always like, why are you talking like this? And like the whole French part and all of it. Throw in the African and tweet. It's a mess, right? So I get sayings wrong and the whole 9 yards, and then throw me in America and it's a hot mess.
But you know what? I don't know what it is, but I don't know. Maybe it's just because America is just, we're a bit arrogant. But I feel like everybody thinks, and my friends who are Black but not American tell me this all the time. Like, people think that every Black person is like African American. That's how they describe us. It's like African American. My friend is like, no, I'm Nigerian. I don't know why that happens all the time, but like African American is a blanket term for us.
And you're going to relate to this because I get this all the time. Are you from the Valley? Why do you talk that way? I'm like, the where? I'm from Canada, if that helps you. But it's funny. It's funny that, definitely
Yeah.
think everything.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think maybe it's just safe and people just, we're all African American. I'm like, no, we're all over the world. All right. All right, family. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to get started. Tony, we were waiting for you to get in here. You're here so we can go. All right. So what we're going to do is keep a lot of our 90 Day Fiance content just basically controlled to this past season. But, we'll dip in out, different couples from now and again. But we're mainly going to keep everything focused on this season. So, Linda, my love, let me start with you. What were your overall thoughts of this season?
I got to tell you that this season got a lot of flack because a lot of people didn't like a lot of the couples. But I want to say from an entertainment perspective, I was fully entertained. Because if you think about past seasons and how the 2 hours sometimes drags along, I didn't feel that at all this season. That's how I know it was a good season. You got crazy Stephanie bringing her crazy ass vibes. And I'm about that life, girl. I'm about that life. When you're setting fires in your yard and when you're posting pictures on your fridge and talking to your cat and kissing your cat, I'm about that life.
Yeah.
And between Michael and Natalie and that drama and Yara standing up for herself, I thought it was a great season. It was a small season, but I thought that it was one of their better seasons. How about you?
I actually did not enjoy a lot of this season. I didn't. And I think it's because the joy that I get from watching this show is the joy of the people who I believe are really either you're scamming or you're in love and you're really in this process for that, right? I just felt like so many couples this season did not like each other. There was just no love there. And it was just uncomfortable sometimes to watch these couples every week get closer and closer to getting married. And there's not even love is off the table, not even like. And it was just I don't know, sometimes watch it's difficult to not put yourself in that situation, right?
Right.
Sometimes when you're watching the show, I think that's the beauty of escapism. It's just oh, I can see myself doing this. You know what I mean? I could see myself wanting to be in something like this. But I really was watching a lot, especially the women. I felt like so many women this season had to shrink themselves to appease the men that they're not really, in love with or want to be with. But this American citizenship, I don't know why they still wanted it during the pandemic, but this American citizenship was something that they just, needed to have. So I really couldn't get into it, but I think I enjoyed last season more because even though I can't really relate to that little weird B couple from last season.
Oh, I love
I like them. Oh, wait a minute. I just found the feature. Hold on. Marlene. Hey, my love. Marlene says, hi, Linda. Hi, Nikki, from your biggest Belgian, Dutch, Congolese fan. What's up, sis? I'm in the room. Thank you, Marlene. But I just discovered this, guys. This is my first StreamYard. Yes. Thank you, Marlene. Thank you. I just figured out how to do that. Oh, wow. That's awesome. Thank you, Marlene. But like I was saying, the B couple, I could enjoy them because I knew it was love, right? They were from two different cultures, could not speak the language, but they loved each other and they were going to make this relationship work. If there's no love there, why the hell am I tuning in? If you guys don't like each other, then I don't like watching y'all not like each other all the way to the aisle. So I stayed in this season mainly because it was probably one of the messiest seasons I've watched on this show, but it wasn't as enjoyable as it normally is for me.
Okay, I feel that. I feel that to my soul.
Yeah.
However, for someone that's a day one 90-dayer, I did enjoy finally seeing Rebecca and Ziad get their happily ever after. I definitely was curious about Michael and Natalie, which we can talk about later for sure. And then I think that Julia and Brandon, Julia specifically was a standout. She was a standout in that we see oftentimes in 90 Days that, like you said, the women shrink themselves. We saw that with Amira this season, and we've seen it in the past often. And I feel like between Julia and Yara standing up for themselves as immigrants was important to me as an immigrant myself. Yeah. And I think that what I enjoyed about this season is that they didn't allow the stereotype to weigh them down. So is it different, Nikki? Is it different than previous seasons? If we look at previous seasons, and I know you and I talked about it a little bit with Muhammad and Danielle, where it's about the love.
Yeah.
We're in a pandemic. We all have more time. We all have more time to criticize. We have more time to scrutinize. I think plus we have social media thrown into it. And so as you know, as I told you earlier, because I'm kind of intertwined with TLC and being in Cali and meeting the cast members pre them blowing up, I know that their intentions usually are pure. And then they go on TV and like it plays out the way it plays out. But I do think that it was entertaining. Now, I know that for y'all don't know, we're going to have a part 2 of this on Instagram tomorrow, and we're going to talk about it. But Happily Ever After, I think this season that's coming up, Nikki, is going to be interesting because we already know that a lot of the stuff that we're learning is in hindsight. Right? So a lot of it is already leaked. And so we're going to just watch it play out. So I think that that's an interesting take to see on things. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. Overall,
with Happily Ever After, they bring in their heavy hitters. They're bringing their heavy hitters this season. And I feel like Happily Ever After probably could have come on TV a bit earlier, but I think they waited to about right around this time because now things are opening up a bit more and people don't plan on being home as much. But with this show, you're going to be home. Because they gave us a strong cast. And this is what I like about TLC a lot of the times. I think they're so smart about their content, especially concerning their audience. They know what is going to work and hit with this audience. And I feel like they study their audience more than any other network. Aside from WeTV, I feel like TLC is up there. Because when I saw that trailer, I was like, oh, y'all smart. Y'all smart because y'all know we was going to be in them streets. But y'all going to give us this season of heavy hitters with all this mess. Oh, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there.
And it's going to be a hot mess, y'all. It's going to be a hot mess. We're going to talk about news and gossip a little bit later in our stream, but absolutely. And I just want to say thank you, Shonda. Yes, please do subscribe to my YouTube page, you guys.
Yes.
So come through. Come through.
Yes. Who said, Laura Becker said, Yara's my girl, favorite person on the season. Yeah, I really enjoyed Yara. Julia, not so much. And I think, no, it's not that I did not enjoy Julia. I just felt like she was in such a bad situation with Brandon and that family. I honestly felt like they expected her to be an indentured servant on that puppy mill farm. And I never felt like once watching this season that they ever treated her as an equal. I never, ever got that. With Yara, you may try not to treat her like an equal. She is going to get you together to your face, not in her confessional. She's going to let you know to your face, oh, don't treat me like that. I don't like that. That's not okay. This place ain't so great. I will take me and my baby back to my homeland. She was always my girl for that.
And not think twice about it.
Not think twice. That's what I loved about Yara.
You're not here for me. Peace, y'all. I'm good.
Absolutely. That's why she was always my girl. And if you watch my guys, if you watch my live yesterday, Yara, money well spent. Money well spent. Let's move on to Linda. Who do you think was the best couple this season?
I think that my favorite couple is Yara and Jovi. I feel like they and Yara and Jovi in the whole scheme of things, because I came out not liking Gwen, the mom, because I thought she had a lot of stereotypical stereotypes about Ukraine women, which, Black women, we get the stereotypes too. So I was not about that life. But I feel like she warmed up. I feel like she ended up being the MVP mom.
Yes.
She needs to be the standard of 90 Day moms. And why I say that is this. She was ready to finally let her son go. And when have we seen that? Because I'll tell you this, we haven't seen it with Andrew. We haven't seen it with Colt. We haven't seen it with any of the moms who are really, truly willing to like, hey, my son's married. This is your life now. You figure it out. No. So I have to say they were my favorite couple. They went through a lot. I think Jovi had a lot of growing up to do. But at the end of the day, they stand out to me the most. How about you?
Before we get into that, I want to shout out Tony. Tony, thank you so much for the super chat. Tony said, I'm so excited you're on StreamYard now. Linda, you have no idea how long they've been trying to get me on this thing.
Girl, I am glad it took this collaboration.
I know you're the reason why. Thank you.
No.
Welcome to the stream world. Thank you so much, Tony, for the super chat. Thank you. So before I get into who I thought was the best couple this season, I did want to talk about Gwen, Jovi's mama, because in the beginning, me and her did not take tea because like how you said, I did not like how she treated Yara. It was very it made me uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Especially, as a Black woman, and especially as somebody who has dated, interracially or whatever, or like outside of my culture, you get that, right? You get that. So I always say I'm never the one to bring home if your family not cool. You know what I mean? Because I'm not that girl. I don't care who they are. I don't care if it's your mama, your father, your grandmother. You're not going to talk slick to me. That's not going to happen. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to get all them together. Then I'm going to get you together for putting me in that situation where I do not feel protected. Right. So she was a bit triggering to me. Right. And the way she did a 180 for me, like at the end of this season, I cannot believe that I was like agreeing with her. I was loving how she was finally treating Yara. And I talked about it in my live yesterday when I was talking about 90 Day Fiance. I feel like she can see herself through Yara, right? Because Jovi and his father worked the same kind of job. So she sees this woman who is pregnant, about to be raising a child, by herself for part of the time. And I think there was just some compassion. Yeah. She was no longer thinking this woman was trying to take her son away and take him away, to another country. She was now, finally relating to Yara and seeing herself. Unfortunately, it took her being pregnant for her to get there. But I was very proud of who she became at the end. Because when this, when this season started off, she was not my friend. Okay. I could not work with her. But for me, my best couple this season, throw your tomatoes if you must. But my best couple this season, if we're talking TV terms, and that's how I'm going to talk about it. That's how I always talk about these reviews. Mike and Natalie. I felt like they were the best for ratings. Absolutely the best, which is why they were in every commercial, every trailer, every coming up. It was Mike and Natalie because they were so tragic and messy. Even if you did not like that couple, you had to come back to see what was going to happen, because there were times when I was like out of the show and I really did not feel like doing it. And you know what the show would do? They would throw in the clip of Natalie crying and packing her bag, saying that she has to leave because Mike didn't do what he needed to do. So here I am, who doesn't want to watch the show, like, damn, I got to see what Mike did. You know what I mean? So I feel like Mike and Natalie, in the sake of the show, they were the best couple this season, because who do we talk about the most? Mike and Natalie. Who do we tune in for the most? Mike and Natalie. I really feel like they were, unfortunately, the powerhouses who held this season up. Sad to say, but it's the truth.
Okay, so Nikki, I'm going to agree with you in the sense that they brought the entertainment. They brought the drama this season. I do feel that they had the most leaks this season on social media. And so we know their storyline a year ahead of time. And what people tend to forget is that 90 Day films a year in advance. So between the editing and then the production, we find out online what we're now starting to see on TV. And so people kind of get confused, like, what's going on? I thought they were together. They're not together. They had a baby. They're separated. Blah, 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 blah. But did they bring the drama? Absolutely. Now, I talk about this on my show, and I want to throw it out to you. There's no way in hell, Nikki, that I'm ever begging someone to marry me. I don't care if my plan was I want to come to America and be an actress, a singer, a dancer, a journalist, a writer. I don't care if that was my plan. Okay. And for a little bit of the tea, because we're going to be spilling tea today as well. If you do follow 90 Day The Melanated Way, you know that we were the ones that broke. Natalie has been married twice before. And with her second husband, she wanted to move to New York City because her dream was to be an actress. And he decided that no, that wasn't for him because he already had some children. So he was not going anywhere. So then Natalie finally then met Mike, which brought her to America. Now, fast forward to this season where we see her, Nikki, multiple times begging to get married, even up to this last season finale where she doesn't know if he's actually setting up for a wedding. She doesn't know, but she's crossing her fingers. She says she's blessed and highly favored for him to say, yeah, today's the day on your 90th day. Now, look at my face right now. There is no way in hell, okay, that I'm ignoring the red flags. There's no way in hell that now, knowing where they are in the relationship now, that I wouldn't have heeded to those red flags. If your dude doesn't want to marry you, Nikki, and says to your face on your wedding day, I'm not ready, but hey, you can kick it here. And so what if you're illegal? You're going to come to my house. And even if they do come to my house, guess what? That doesn't affect me personally. They'll just take you away. Maybe you should think about whether or not you should get married. And whether or not you have a bigger game plan.
But wait a minute, Linda. Wait a minute. But if I'm trying to get American citizenship because I am an actress who wants to work in TV in America professionally, and also I want big old American titties. She got all of that. She has her American citizenship. She is now a legal working actress on 90 Day Fiance, and she just got her big old American titties because she's posting them all over her Instagram. Natalie got exactly what she wanted. So before, like as a woman, as a person, period, watching this season, you're just like, girl, you're down bad. You don't need to do this. You can go somewhere else. You can find another man. You a cute girl. Natalie had an agenda, and her agenda was not made clear until the last couple of episodes, because baby, when after she did all of that crying and then she came back and was just like, you know what, we're going to work things out. I was like, oh, you don't want him. You never wanted that man.
But she never wanted him.
Give you, and she got it.
She wanted to get married to an American so she could stay. And that was the dream. That was the whole dream. What I'm saying, and I guess, call it pride, call it, I mean, I've been
respect. You got respect for yourself.
Girl, listen, there's no way that I'm begging anybody to marry me for my dream. There's just no way. There's just no way. You're not gonna hang some friggin' ring over my head for the whole season and then hang a marriage over my head for no reason. There's just no way. Like, I'm gonna have to go back to Canada, regroup like Amira, go back to school like Amira, focus on myself like Amira said, and not rely on any man to control me, and then make it happen. Because what I'm about not to do is be Natalie and be like, oh, I hope and pray that he says yes today. And I hope and pray that today I get married. And I don't care if it's Mike or whoever. I just really need to be married and stay in America. fast forward to her hanging out in Tampa, Florida with her big old titties hanging out.
And her YouTube cooking channel. Somebody just talked about her YouTube cooking channel in the comment. Natalie is living her dream. This is what she wanted. This is what she wanted.
Girl, she lost it. Because the rule is, you guys, and you can look it up, you have to be married a year and a day before you have to go back to your country. So she lasted a year and a day. And, you know, there was rumors, and we can talk about it in news and gossip, but there were rumors that this is all a ploy, that they're actually still together and they're just feeding the fire so that they can come back for happily ever after. But I'm going to tell you this, that I don't think that they last. I don't think that it's just rumor. I do think that they really didn't want to be together because Nikki, Mike, if you remember this season, when he found out that she got her K-1 visa, and he was in the car and he was not happy about it. They had 22 days and he was like humming and hawing. It's because he was already seeing someone. And the rumor is, word on the street, y'all, was that he was seeing someone and therefore he wasn't ready for Natalie to come over. Natalie came over, and that's why this whole season we saw his little shitty attitude, never smiling. They separate because we know they're separated right now. During the separation, word on the street is that the girl he was seeing pre-Natalie coming over to America is the girl he's seeing now.
Wait a minute. Now I have a question because I feel like I know who it is. Is it the hairdresser? Is it his hairdresser? Because remember, when he went to go get his hair done, and he was always complaining, getting his hair cut by her. He was always complaining, and he was just like, "Oh, this isn't working. This isn't working." And she was just like, "Why don't you get rid of her and just date me?" Is it her? Is it? I've been rooting for that couple.
So I don't have the particulars on who specifically it is. So I don't want to be on your channel not speaking truth.
I feel you.
So what I'll say is this, that there was someone else involved in this whole shenanigans. And as we talk about tomorrow, happily ever after, we can continue this conversation.
Okay.
But he definitely is in Seattle. She's definitely in Florida right now. And there is a third party involved in this situation.
I think it's the hairdresser. She been one of him. I will say this, though. I have always thought, because Mike and Natalie's story, you can't, this is not something that just, that just happens, right? Their story has always given me storyline, because how do you get to the end of the season and now you're getting married on the season finale? I've always gotten from this couple that maybe there was something there initially that made them interested in each other. Mm-hmm. I think when the show became a part of that relationship, it became more about the show, because like you said before, the whole season, Mike just never looked like he wanted to be around Natalie. It never seemed like these two wanted to be together. And I honestly do feel like that when or if they come back, that it'll just basically be for the show. I don't think that these two have any kind of dealings really outside of this show.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that what's happened too, and again, it's about what we see in real time versus what is filmed, and we're, almost 12 months behind. Again, Nikki, our show, and especially my news and gossip show, we've talked about it. I know that I've seen Amanda and I've seen Crystal in the live chat. We've talked about it since last year. So we broke last year when Natalie came over to America and that they got married. Right. So we knew this for a year in advance. Now, it played out differently on TV, where they pretended that she was leaving and she was coming back and all of this stuff. Do I think that there was love there initially? Absolutely. But do I think that there were issues there? We saw that in their first season. We saw that at the tell-all. We saw where she was extremely jealous. Mm-hmm. But if you put it in all the perspective, Nikki, she, like you said, like I said, had an ultimate goal. Her goal was to come to America. Yeah. So is she going to put aside all her woes and concerns? Yes, if it's going to get her to America. Yeah. So she's calling up saying, we have 22 days for me to get there and my bags are packed. Yeah. Okay. So now She's got a English speaking book that she is shopping to publishers.
Mm-hmm.
She's got her YouTube show,
Yeah.
her cooking show that she's doing. She's now traveled to Florida and is living her life over there. So she's got some things that are playing out. And guess what? Oh, you guys are going to play out how our relationship played out on Happily Ever After, and I'm going to continue to collect checks. I'm loving life, because y'all have to remember, this is not her first marriage. This is not her second marriage. This is her third marriage. So
what, her third time on TV?
Girl, this is the one though, right?
Yeah.
Because now she has an international audience, and you know, we've shown on our show her in music videos. We've shown her modeling. We've shown her in her movie premiere. And so I won't be surprised, you guys, if we do see her after the tell-all, because they have to let that ride out. Her, you know, doing maybe some OnlyFans, and also like shopping.
Talk about it in the chat. Well, this is her big break. This is her big break. And to be honest with you, I'm not mad at that, because I always say, and you all know in the chat, I always say, if you're going to get on reality TV, you better get something out of it, because you're giving these people your life. It is not going to be how it filmed that day. They're going to craft a storyline for you, and they're doing it to entertain us, the viewer. So you better get something out of it. And Natalie, she made a list of things that she wanted, and she's going after it. I can't be mad at the girl for setting some goals and accomplishing those goals. You better work. Linda, who's your worst couple this season?
Obviously, my worst couple was Amira and Andrew. And I mean, I don't know if I need to go into any more detail. I'll just say gaslighting. I'll just say cosplay. I'll just say someone needs to take a shower immediately, if not sooner. And I feel like that was the worst couple. I feel like I've seen this before, kind of with Caesar, where you don't meet the partner, and it's like a waste of my time. But what was new to me was the narcissistic behavior. And I know we all talk about Colt and Debbie and all of that. I don't think that Colt and Andrew are in the same category. I think Andrew's in a whole category of his own. Because before the season started, Nikki, he was already trashing TLC. So let me get this straight. You're trashing the network that's paying you, saying that you never wanted to do the show, but you did it for Amir because she wanted to get her makeup groove on and be on TV. And I haven't seen even the first episode, and you're already talking shit. I already know there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
To me, that was absolutely my worst couple, and we can talk about it some more in detail. What was your worst couple?
That was going, listen, two things. That was going to be my worst couple, so I agree with you there. But also, let me tell you something, girl. We got some cosplaying Dungeons and Dragons people on this channel, because I came for the Dungeons and Dragons community once, and they got me together. So me and Linda, we love the cosplay and Dungeons and Dragons community.
Hello.
We love y'all. But anyway, they were going to be my worst couple, and it's all because of Andrew. Like you said, gaslighting. I think he was extremely verbally and mentally abusive to this girl. And I'm glad that she realized that she has, you know, a lot of great makeup shops in Paris. So she stayed there. But since that was your worst couple, I will give you my runner-up. And I won't necessarily do it as a couple. I gave this couple the runner-up just because of Jovi. And it's more of Jovi at the end of the season. I felt like he just was not the partner that Yara needed for him to be, specifically these last few episodes, especially with her being pregnant, and then, you know, him just not really being in the space of fatherhood. You know, I think he maybe is going to be a different person when the baby gets here, but I just felt like what we saw from him as a woman, you know, as a partner, as, you know, somebody who will be in a relationship. I just would not want that from my partner. So I was really disappointed with how he treated her. And also maybe you can break this at the end, but I need to know what happened with that stripper.
Girl,
and his bachelor. Like, to me, he was already out of the game with that one. It could be, you know, we know how the TV shows are. We know what they do. We know how they manipulate things, but you still went along with that, bro. And you have yet to clear that up. Before we go on, I do want to acknowledge the super chat from Sly Cat. Sly Cat say, Nikki, can you highlight messages from the chat other than super chats? I love you and Linda both. I absolutely will, my love. Thank you so much, Sly Cat. Thank you. Go ahead, Linda.
So on that note, I agree with you. I think that Jovi definitely needs to step up to the plate, and I think that he has to realize that he's now a husband and a father. Mm-hmm. So those are all things that are true. However, Nikki, like worst couple, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna go on record saying this on the internet. It's Andrew and it's Amira, and it's Andrew just simply for being Andrew. Mm-hmm. There's no way, there's no editing, there's even the way he talks. And I brought my notes because what you don't know about me, Nikki, is I'm big on notes. But from
good for you. I do all my notes on this freaking iPhone, and baby, they know I go through it. I go through it with this iPhone.
Listen, I'm old school. I write it down as I'm going. And so when Andrew this season, this last finale said, and I quote, Nikki, I was going to activate the K1 visa. Who the frick talks like that first and foremost? You're going to activate what? The who, the what, the where? That already shows me that I cannot have anything to do with you. I think you're the worst of the worst of the worst. And then to involve your mom on national TV, girl, you know, as Black people, I'm African American. For you, all I know is this: you are not about to disrespect your mama on national TV. Mm-hmm. And for his mom to go on national TV with 10% of the facts and talk shit about Amira and look like a fool, oh no, Mama Lori, I'm gonna need you to go and watch this whole entire season and see all the things that your son didn't tell you so that you don't go on the internet talking crazy about Amira with facts that you know nothing about.
But you know what?
That's all I'm saying.
I think that she knows who her son is. I think that her son is like that because he is her child. And I think that she sees how terrible he is to Amira and probably has been to any woman in his life. And she's fine with that. I don't think if she's presented with any more facts that things will change. That is just who she is. She's awful. And the child she raised is awful.
Agreed. Apple does not fall far from the tree. I got my saying right.
You sure did. You sure did. Let's move on. I think we're going to agree with this one. I think we're both going to have the same person. Who's the worst cast member?
Andrew with the capital A.
Andrew, absolutely. And you know what? Was it you who posted about him? And again, please give me his name. I forget his name every time. He is going back and forth, or he wants to do like a duel or some kind of matchup with the guy. I think his name is David. He looks like the Penguin.
Okay, so
from Batman.
Andrew is considered the worst cast member in 90 Day history. Andrew has had this beef going on with David from David and Annie, and he basically threatened to beat David up. That's like the gist of things. So the fans were not feeling it because, you know, David and Andy are now present day cast member favorites. People love them. And so you're not going to come troll for David as a newbie, first and foremost. Second, with everything that they've seen this season and people not react. So people reacted harshly. And so Andrew, yes, he took to his Instagram saying that, hey, he's going to apologize, but he's not apologizing right now, Nikki. He's going to wait for David to choose the blogger and platform of his choice in order to work things out. And then possibly, if David took his threat seriously, then he'll go ahead and apologize.
Ugh. He just wants more attention. That's what it is. I think he realizes that his time is up with 90 Day Fiance because of how he came after production. So now he's looking for ways to get more attention outside of that show because it's not going to happen for him again. Oh, and I'm so glad that nobody has responded to him. Like, who are you?
Oh, 100%, who are you? 100%. Nikki, yesterday he took to Instagram to troll Jeffrey and start an online beef with Jeffrey. And I was like, no one.
Wait, which Jeffrey? ID channel Jeffrey?
ID channel Jeffrey.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Listen,
I wouldn't do that.
I say this all the time. If y'all don't have Discovery Plus, get Discovery Plus. There's a show called Evil Lives Here. And their tagline, Nikki, is ... but there had been signs.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm an ID channel hoe. Evil Lives Here is my show. I'm really the one I'm on right now. I just binged it yesterday. The Murder Tapes.
Oh, listen, girl, yes.
An American Monster, girl.
American Monster is it.
We will talk.
It's it.
Yeah, but we both agree that Andrew has been the worst this season. The worst. I don't know. I think that Andrew has been terrible, right? The absolute worst. I'm still not sure if he's the worst for me in the entire franchise. I feel like I gotta give it to Colt right now. Right now.
Really?
Colt has been awful on and off the show. The way that he has harassed women with pictures of his penis, the way he has come on this show and just lied. Listen, what's her name? Larissa? Mm-hmm. She's not innocent either, right? But the way Colt at first portrayed the situation and then how it played out after, and then how his mother got involved, and Colt and Debbie together.
Okay, but is Colt only the worst because he's had multiple seasons, so we've had longer time to see.
That's the thing. There's probably more material for Colt.
That's it. So here's what I'm gonna say. I agree with you, Nikki. I think that Colt is up there. However, like in the narcissist family, I think Andrew has it first. I think Colt is up there. I think Big Ed is up there in the Big Ped situation. And then let's not forget about the women that are the worst of the worst.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So for me, Lita, who I never talk about because she's a racist.
Yeah.
She's up there too. I think Evelyn from Evelyn and Corey, she's up there for me too because she hates women and she bashes on women on the regular. So there are a lot of them that are like,
you know what? Yeah, I think Lita just took. I just remember Lita. I think she took first place.
Girl,
I just remember that happened.
Still, let me not even get into it because I have all the tea. Let me not get into it. But let me just say that her driving situation and what she did in her home country, that will never be forgotten for me, period.
Well, you know what? Can we just pause right here? What happened with the driving situation? Because I don't know about this.
Girl, you know that she did like a hit and run. She killed somebody in her home country.
I had no idea.
Yes, that happened. That happened. You can look it up. That happened for real. We can talk about how she's used the N-word and then not apologize for it, but try to explain herself. We can talk about how she's talked about Jews and again, not apologize for it, but try to explain herself. I can go
God.
So no.
Well, I don't think we need to go any more I don't think we can get any farther than murder. So let's move on to the best cast member this season.
You go first.
The best cast member for me this season will have to be Yara. That's just my girl. I just really liked how Yara I don't know. I just like how she held her own for me. She really, really did. And I feel like I've never seen, from my time of watching this show, I've never seen the immigrant partner not only stand up for themselves, but not take any mess, not let the Americans mistreat them, and also let the American know, I'm only here for you. I got a much better life back home. I'm here for you. So this American citizenship that you're trying to hold over my head, it holds no weight, because I would rather be home than here. I'm here for you. So treat me like you would treat them American girls that you date. Treat me the same way, if not better. I just went up for her. She was the best cast member for me this season. Before I go on, I just want to acknowledge Crystal. Crystal said, thank you for the super chat. Crystal said BGL is also on. Is that Big Ed? Who's BGL, Crystal?
No, baby girl Lisa.
Baby girl, yes, baby girl Lisa is also on the list too. Thank you so much, Crystal, for the super chat.
I'm torn, Nikki. I'm really, really torn. So best cast member for two separate reasons. So it's a little bit of a tie for me. I'm going to say Ziad, because he brought me joy this season. Just the way he talks, just the way he was like not getting involved in any of the drama. He knew what he wanted. He waited like 2 years for Rebecca. He wanted to get married before Ramadan, and he was going to make it happen. So for me, I loved all of that. I loved 30 minutes on your hair. I loved the blue and the red and all of this stuff. I loved him playing with the children, all of that stuff. But on the second hand, I have to say, for entertainment value only, Stephanie's Crazy brought me a bunch of joy as well. Because Stephanie came with like this older white woman living in a separate world mentality, handing out money. Like Harris and Ryan thought that they won the lotto and all of that. So it was super fascinating to me to see her journey and her flip her love interest like that overnight, from one cabana boy to another cabana boy. Okay. And then between the cat and the kissing of the cat and like the fires and the cards and her social media posts, I was like, oh yeah, you're bringing the entertainment to me. So between the two of those, favorite wise, entertainment wise, those two, their A game.
Yeah.
Laura said rent a Rasta. I cannot.
Yeah. I
cannot.
Like, my subscribers know I love Stephanie in the beginning. I was like, I never followed these cast members from the show, but I just had to follow Stephanie because she was so good to watch on this show. And then throughout the show, there was something about her that started to make me very uneasy. And it started with the way she talked about Ryan's family and just the things that she was doing. And then when it got to Harris and how he would say his ex, she would say, baby mama, you know what I mean? Like, it bothered me. And it was like, I always say, it was hitting me and my ancestors. So she fell off for me, but she was entertaining. Absolutely.
Yes, I mean, Nikki, let's not talk like morals and values, right? Because we've talked about this on my show. Do I absolutely think that she was an ST? 1000% she was. Yeah. And is she to this day? 1000%. But if I'm talking about pure entertainment value, not the entertainment value, because Nikki, the episode when Harris climbed up the coconut tree, stop it. Did it bring you joy, but also did it bring you pain?
Yeah, it did. Okay. And the way she was directing him to get it, go up the top. Get it higher. Be safe, Harris. I was just like,
no.
Please stop. Listen, I'll give it to her. She is not my favorite person, but when the last episode of the season finale, when she was burning up Harris's paper and almost set her weave on fire, I was here for it. She is an interesting person. I will give her that.
When she was saying I love Harris, and she was taping the paper, which, you know, who has a printer in 2021? But okay, you got a printer and your cat, and you're taping it to your smart fridge. in the same breath saying how much you love Harris, and Harris is rubbing the back of his baby mama wife, kissing all up on her, talking about free money.
Listen, before we move on, we got to talk about that, because I could not make out why he did that on camera. I could not make out why he did that on camera. Either he knew that this was his understanding was that this was a transactional relationship, or something had to be lost in this translation, because I'm just like, that she has an issue with you on the baby mama. So why would you do that on camera? What do you think?
Nikki, someone who's a manipulator is going to be able to manipulate. So let me just break it down here.
Okay.
So, number one, he tells Stephanie all day, every day. He knows, and we've talked about this on my show, he knows her love language. If you know someone's love language, and I know that this has nothing to do with Derek Jackson, but Derek Jackson also knows his wife's love language and is able to manipulate her. Okay. So if you know someone's love language and you tell them their love language, they're going to hear you. So Stephanie needs reinforcement. And what I mean by that is she needs to be told that she's loved often, and she needs to be checked in on a regular basis. Harris knows that. So Harris can be blatantly lying to her face and blatantly saying, I love you, meaning that he loves what she represents for his life to be better. But that's all. So why did he go on national TV and hug up on his wife? Is because he loves his wife. And he knows that he's going to be able to tell Stephanie once she sees this that, oh no, just like my birthday, that was just a beach day with the family. It's a beach day. And she was feeling sad because she realized that I'm coming to America and I'm leaving her. I'm going to comfort her. And I was just comforting her. But it meant nothing. We're just friends. And she knows that you and I love each other, period. You still think I sound, but how true I sound? Because that's facts.
I think what would also maybe seal the deal for him is if he tells her this while also slipping her the penis. Because I think that's another thing that really gets Stephanie back. I think that you can tell her whatever, but if you give her that pounding 6 times a day like she requests, that's when you really are able to reel her in. And I think Harris knows what he's doing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
With his Harris. So I think so he's sure about his skills and he's sure about his words, because listen, he got to be carrying the hammer to be able to do all of that on camera and still be able to, talk to Stephanie into supporting him and his family.
Listen,
he got to be doing something right.
The only time he broke a sweat is when he didn't know anything about the psychic. So he was a bit scared because, they don't got psychics up in Belize.
Yeah.
It's the only time he broke a sweat. Other than that, he was living. He was chilling. He knew exactly what he was doing. He thought he might be exposed, so he was sweating bullets.
But you know what? I think the reason why he wasn't exposed by the psychic is because scammers recognize scammers. They both knew that they were both running game on Stephanie. So she was like, I'm not going to expose you, and you not going to expose me.
Nikki, she said, welcome to the team.
Yeah, welcome to the team. Let's get this coin. All right, let's move on. Did we just finish best cast member?
We did. So who do we think is gonna last?
Yes. You answer that one. Who do you think will last?
From this season, I think that Rebecca and Ziad are gonna last.
Wow. Really? Why? Why do you think that?
I think that they're gonna last because they've been in the 90-day fiance realm for too long. And whether they last like, oh, this is my love, my everlasting love forever, I don't know. But I think that they're going to be another David and Annie where they know what TLC is looking for, so they'll have that longevity. Because if you think about who has had leaks here and there and there and there, they're not one of those couples. And when I talk to the 90-day people and I interview them, David and Annie are considered like the A game where everyone wants to be like them because they're on every season.
Yeah.
Elizabeth and Andre, even people love to hate them, but they're on the A game where they don't let leaks come out except for this OnlyFans thing that I won't talk about right now. But as far as leaks for what's happening on the season, there are certain couples that TLC and Sharp Entertainment use over and over again because they don't leak what's happening in the future for future seasons. And so that's why I say Rebecca and Ziad. I think that they're on that trajectory.
Okay. Listen, now from talking to you, I can see that, but I honestly felt like Ziad was going to get his citizenship and get going.
Oh, he's gone. Is he going to stay and not have babies? Hell no. Hell no. But what
he's always answered that question for her, but he just has never given her the answer that she wanted. He always says, "Not now."
And not now. But not now, because guess what? Not now means I'm about to get my papers up. Meaning I'm gonna get my green card. I'm gonna get my money. I'm gonna go ahead and get my work permit. I'm gonna really stack those dollars,
and I'm gonna get my woman and my baby.
That's it. Later on, but is he gonna do that in the process of being on TV and a national star? 1,000%.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Absolutely. The couple that I think is going to last, and it's very obvious, is Jovi and Yara. I really think that some of the stuff that we saw this season was a bit manipulated, but it's storyline. It happens.
Yeah.
But I think that these two are going to be together for a minute, and I think they have somebody within this dynamic of the relationship, aside from their child, that will probably be a part of keeping them together. Jovi's mom. Like, I see her as being a strong force in holding that relationship together. So I see these two going the distance. Absolutely.
That's fair. Totally get that.
All right. All right. Let's move on to who do we think won't last?
It's a given. So, I mean, Mike and Natalie are obviously the given.
Yeah.
So we already know that they don't last. So besides them, I'm going to say who's not going to last the long term. I'm going to go unpopular opinion. Y'all. And I'm just going with my gut for what I feel in this moment. I think that maybe Jovi and Yara don't last the long term.
Really? Why? Tell me why.
I love them. I think that it's great that they got married. I think that they do have the family support. I think Gwen and her husband are really going to be there for them. But do I think that they're in two different spaces and want two different things? Yes. And I think that once the newlywed bliss wears off, I don't think it's going to be enough to hold them together as a couple. And I'm not saying that this is going to happen next month or next year, but I will throw out, if you look at a Kanye West and Kim Kardashian and where they are now, it's relatable.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, points were made. The couple who I don't think is going to last is Brandon and Julia. And the reason why I think that is because Julia is a city girl, all across the board, not the rappers, a city girl. And I think she would only be able to do that puppy mill farm as an American. When she becomes an American citizen, I think that she can only do that puppy mill farm for so long. I think she's going to get tired of it. I think she's already tired, but I think when you're tired and now you have freedom, to actually move around, and I can honestly see her moving on from that. And I can honestly see her moving on from that situation and moving on with somebody that she met off of Instagram. I see it. That is who I honestly think won't make it.
What do you think about Tariq and Hazel? Because I've had many thoughts on my show about those two.
Really? I think they're going to last. I think I feel like for me, Tariq and Hazel are the real deal. But this is the thing. they're only going to last if they don't bring another woman into their relationship. If another woman is brought into that relationship, it's not going to work, because there's no way that any woman coming into the relationship, seeing the way Tariq takes care of Hazel and his daughter, is not going to try to be the number one in that situation. There's no way that Hazel is not going to get upset and feel some sort of way about that. And there is no way that Tariq is going, especially with the kind of woman that Hazel wants to bring in the relationship. There's no way that Tariq is only going to, tap that or, experience this other woman when Hazel wants him to, or with Hazel. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. That's my thoughts.
Okay, well, here are my thoughts. And I've talked about this a lot on my show. I think that Hazel and Tariq are not going to go the distance either. And here's why, Nikki, because I think that their throuple, their threesome, they're thinking two different things. So Tariq wants to have a third party to be the three of them, where that third person loves Tariq and loves Hazel. Hazel wants a girlfriend that is a lesbian that only loves Hazel and that she has a relationship with, but she also has a relationship with Tariq separate and apart. What's not going to happen is the third person is going to come in and get both of those needs met for the both of them. So here's my general thought. I think that the two of them, if they leave it the two of them and like play around in their minds, like, hey, one day we'll get a third party and never do it, they'll last. But as soon as they introduce the third party, which will be from Hazel, it's a wrap for them, because Hazel really does not want a girlfriend. She doesn't want a husband. She wants a girlfriend. She wanted to come to America to have a better life. She wants to bring her son over. After those 2 years are over, if she's ready, willing, and able, she will have a Black girlfriend. And let me be specific. She wants a Black girlfriend.
Yeah, she does.
Black girlfriend. She'll have her son and she'll say, peace and love to Tariq. I love you as my boy. You're my bestie and you supported me and you gave me a better life.
Yeah.
What you didn't do is you weren't my soulmate, period.
Yeah.
But if she has no other choice, meaning that Tariq's like, oh, hell nah, I want a girl for me too, woo, woo, then she's going to always be jealous, because she doesn't want to be replaced, because she worked this hard to get this far.
Yeah.
Then that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. We agree. I don't, it's a messy situation. And like you said, they are not on the same page at all. What is your most shocking moment from this season?
Okay, so I'm going to say my most shocking moment, but it wasn't really shocking because I had been talking about it for a year, but to actually see it played out shocked me. So it shocked me because, Nikki, I felt like they were insulting the viewer's intelligence. So when Natalie left after Mike canceled the wedding, and they had the 3-hour drive to Seattle, and then they get to the hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. And the first thing that the agent tenant says is, oh, hey, is this your credit card? I've traveled enough in the world to know that no reputable hotel motel is going to say that as the first thing, because that's not how you greet your guests. Okay. Second of all, how many people, and all of us included, have booked online and went and stayed online and checked out online and had nothing to do with the front desk in 2021? So I felt that insulted my intelligence. I felt that being a 35-year-old woman and Natalie only having a little bit of cash and no credit card made no sense to me. It also made no sense to me that Tamara, even though she was already doing the most by driving 3 hours as a neighbor, because God forbid my neighbor right across the street asked me to go anywhere, I'm looking at you sideways. But I'm going to drive 3 hours there and back for you to still do
a whole day, a whole work day.
All day. But also, too, she's a grown-ass woman. She's someone's grandma. She's someone's meemaw. You don't have a credit card to say, hey, just put it on my credit card. I live next door to my neighbor, and clearly I care enough because I drove 3 hours one way. He'll pay me back. So if that was true, that she was actually going to leave, then there should have been a way around it besides driving back to swim for 3 hours. It made no sense to me, and it insulted my intelligence.
Yeah. I have the same shocking moment. Before I respond to that, I do want to shout out Sly Cat. Thank you so much, Sly Cat, for the super chat. Sly Cat said Tyreek wants them to have a sister wife. He sure does.
He sure does.
Thank you so much, Sly Cat. What I want to say, who said that? Absolute rubbish about the credit card. Absolutely, Tara. What I do want to say about that, the shocking moment to me as well, was when they actually got married on the show. Like I knew, I think by way of your page that they were officially married. I thought that the show was going to like come back with a confessional or something and, let us know, one of them saying, oh, we are together or whatever. I thought that was going to happen, but to actually see Natalie come back and stay the night and then sit down with him and actually convince this man to marry her, that was the most shocking and disappointing moment for me this season, because I was just like, girl, you went back. You went back. I would have never went to the house. I would have stayed in the car and let the neighbor, Miss Joe Dirt, go and get the credit card, or do what needed to be done. I would have never went back in the house. And when she went back in the house and then we cut to the next morning, she's like, oh, we're going to work things out. I was
garbage.
Gagged and disappointed. Yeah,
garbage. And to tell me that Tamara's house was too full, that there was no room for you to stay. Girl, you better stay in the car. You better sleep on the floor. You better work it out.
Talk to production. You can listen. I will break the fourth wall. I'm not going back to that man's house. You're gonna put me up in something right now. Send me back. I'm done.
That's it. Unless y'all are, insulting our intelligence. Period.
Absolutely. But Natalie had her goal and she got it. So Linda, I want to let you lead off on this one because but I'll just hop in because I didn't watch the baby special all the way through. I was just like, yeah, that's not going to happen, because I thought that it was the season finale. And when I realized that we're getting multiple scenes of Yara and Jovi, I was like, I'm good. So Linda, what did you think about the baby special for Jovi and Yara?
Thanks, Sly Cat, by the way. That's really sweet. And yes, please do subscribe to my YouTube and Instagram.
Yes.
I will say this, that I was shocked. This is how I know that things have slightly changed between TLC and Discovery Plus, because halfway through a season finale, we're also getting a baby special, which we've never seen before. And they didn't announce it. They didn't have any precursors saying this is about to happen this season. Just boom. Jovi and Yara get married. Then there's a pause, and apparently it's a month later. And then after a month later, it's 4 months later, and she's pregnant and she's about to have a baby. Okay? Yeah. Shocking to me. So the last half of the episode is the baby special, which I learned a lot from and I enjoyed it, but I do think it could have been a separate and own entity. I think that I would have enjoyed it more because I felt rushed. I was like, oh, should I pay more attention to the weddings and all that was going on in order to now focus on the baby special and what they're doing and wrap my mind around that they were just in Vegas and now it's 4 months, 7 months, 7.5 months, 9 months, boom, there's a baby and welcome, baby Mila. Oh, that's a lot to in an hour and a half. Wrap my mind around. Can you talk a little bit about why Jovi was gone? Yes, I know we're in a pandemic, but the first thing he says is that his wife is huge. Yeah, you've been gone for 4 months. I've watched it for 30 seconds and know that you have not been there. And all of a sudden, Yara's fishing. She's living with Gwen.
Listen,
Jovi doesn't know.
That did not make any sense to me because I'm just like, oh, I had to stay at my job a little longer due to COVID. Okay, well, what was the reason?
Right.
Well, explain to us what happened. Did your job say you can't leave?
Yes.
Did the job say you can't leave? Did the job say that you can't travel? Did, New Orleans say, no, you can't come back? To just say, oh, because of COVID, I couldn't come back to my pregnant wife. What? It
For
made
4
no
months.
sense. It made no sense. It made absolutely no sense.
You missed the whole pregnancy. And
like,
then
it just made no sense to me. I'm like, we need another backstory. We need a bit more information.
It could have been a standalone. That's all I'm saying. It could have been a standalone. And I would have been there for that. They could have made it the next day. Here's the Jovi and Yara wedding.
Yes.
Jump in to the season finale. It felt like a little bit more.
And I honestly didn't understand why we needed that. If we were going to if we're getting a reunion after this, it's just like, y'all could tell us there. Why are you feeling? Did you not have enough footage for the season? It just didn't make sense.
And not only are we not getting the tell-all part 1 and 2, but they're also going to be on Happily Ever After, where we're following their journey anyways.
Oh, so okay.
Their first episode, and when you and I will talk about tomorrow, but in Happily Ever After, that could have been their first episode.
Yes.
That's all.
Oh, you know what? I think, again, it doesn't make sense why they put it in. But if you look at a lot of the footage is like their own iPhone footage, stuff that they already did. So I guess, the show was like, oh, they submitted this footage. Let's throw it in the season. This could have been on like their website or their YouTube channel. This did not need to be a part of the season finale.
Girl, like Andrew says, I think it was an editing issue.
Oh, okay. I'll give you that. Or maybe 90 Day Fiance was just like, we don't have anything else to put at the end of this episode, and we have already sold out these commercial spots. Let's just throw some iPhone footage from Jovi and Yara's baby shower in there and make it work.
That's
it made no sense. I was like, why is the filming changing? Is this an Android? What is going on? It was just so all over the place, and it did not make any sense. So this last part is, again, it's going to be all Linda because she has all the news and tea. We're going to talk about some of the social media leaks that have happened this season, and then we're going to get into some news and gossip by way of 90 Day Fiance, The Melanated Way. Okay. Let's go, girl. Let's go. Let's get into it.
All right. So some of the noticeable leaks that obviously we've touched upon a little bit, Nikki, is what's happened with Mike and Natalie. So spoiler alert. I don't know if you do that, but if you don't know, now you know. If you don't want to know, plug your ears. But we know that obviously Natalie and Mike get married.
Yeah.
And we are going to see them because they have been announced as of yesterday as part of Happily Ever After. However, that Happily Ever After, Nikki, is going to show us how their just under a year marriage falls apart, because we now know that they're separated. We now know that she's doing her own thing. Right now she's in Florida and he's in Seattle, and they're both living separate lives. We've confirmed this by Uncle Jangles, and he went on In Touch Weekly, 9 yards. Now, I do want to throw this out there, you guys, that this is quite possible too. It's quite possible that Natalie and Mike are the ultimate actors. They're the ultimate 90 Day Fiance trollers, in the sense that all of this could be absolutely fake. Because what we do know is that they loved each other. They did get married early on, April 2020. And so they were filming while they were already married. So all the drama that unveiled this season, they were already married, Nikki. So that's why all of this seems crazy to us. That's why showing up in Seattle and not having a credit card, and then saying that you're flying in the middle of a pandemic, even though the borders are closed, all of it was BS. It was all staged. So I'm going to say this. My gut says that they're not together, that they are separated. But my common sense says that in order to continue on, because they did bring the drama, and just like you said, they were one of your favorite couples because they brought the drama. I think that Natalie, with her acting background, and Mike just being Mike, perhaps they're just the ultimate trolls, and this is all just for the show. So that was one of the biggest leaks that happened this season for them. The second biggest leak that happened is Stephanie, and knowing that Stephanie, we talked about this on The Melanated Way like 6 months ago. I told everyone that Stephanie wasn't going to complete the season out with Ryan, that she was actually going to complete the season out with Harris.
Mm-hmm.
But I also told my viewers that Harris wasn't going to last long. So he's gone. The season's over. It's a wrap. Stephanie does have a Black Boy Magic vibe. And she is attracted.
Nice way of saying that.
Yeah. She's attracted to that. So I did leak, and I can't remember his name. I want to say Alton, but I will have to look back on my notes. But she does have a new dude that she's been dating who's American, who she got caught kissing in the streets of the US.
Oh.
And he was all over my social media on Melanated Way because, girl, he had his twist not done. He's like, he said to me, "How are you gonna do me like that? How are you gonna like zoom in on my nappy twist? I need to get my hair done." And I was like, you can't be kissing out in public and not think that someone's gonna see you and then leak it to a 90-day fiance page and me not post it. So you need to get together. And so here we are. So I think that we're gonna see a little bit more of that with Stephanie. Her little getting her swirl on. So that was a big thing that also leaked this season. And then besides that, as far as this cast member, I think that's it. Those are the two biggest leaks for this season. Now, have there been other leaks? Absolutely.
But not as big as those.
Not as big as those. I mean, we talked about Andrew a little bit and how he's been gaslighting and how his mom has been following up with the gaslighting. But I don't think that those are really leaks. I think that those are just really social media drama.
Yeah.
I think the fact that he's trying to fight David and then also use his 15 minutes of fame to capitalize on it because he knows his time is up.
Yeah, he's trying to stay relevant.
It's
trying to stay relevant
to me. Like, we know who you are. You've shown who you are. No amount of editing is going to change my mind on that. So that's
we're good on him. All right.
Crystal says the baby was a leak before we found out on the show. That's true too. I did post that as well on Melanated Way. That we met Jovi and Yara's baby. We met. They were filmed in Miami. And what's great is that a lot of my sources, if I can't verify it, Nikki, then I'm not going to post it. But a lot of my sources sent me a bunch of Miami stuff. And I'll say this off record because I didn't post it because I couldn't back it up. But one of my sources was staying at the same hotel that they were in Miami and sent me video footage of Yara, Mila, and Jovi. And it was just a little too creepy because they were at the pool kicking it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Jovi was having a beer and she was sending the baby. And then, Nikki, there was these gates and then the camera was just like zooming.
Oh, yeah.
Nah. I'm not going to post that because you're doing the most. But I appreciate that you sent that to me.
Yeah.
How is Natalie paying for her life in US? Is Mike still providing for her even though they're split? Okay, so
thank you for the super chat, Jane Doe.
Jane Doe. So here's what I think is happening. I think that she is providing for herself through her YouTube channels. I think that she's providing for herself through Cameo. And if you guys don't know Cameo, they're making a bunch of money on Cameo on a regular. So I think those are the two main things. She's also written a book that I think I just told you guys about, and she's looking for a publisher. So she's making her money online. And that is how I think that she's supporting herself.
Yeah. I listen, I don't have any tea about this, so I don't know if this is true. I also think that Natalie is able to live a certain kind of life off of sugar daddies. I think Natalie is probably getting some money from some men. Yes, from like the men and stuff that follow her on the on Instagram and any of our social media handles, because like the way she's starting, if you see the pictures that she's starting to post, we know exactly what's going on there. It's very obvious what she's trying to do. So I wouldn't be surprised if she's getting some kind of financial support from a couple of thirsty men who follow her.
Facts.
Absolutely.
We're going to talk about some news and gossip. So I think
let's get into it.
What we're going to do is tease a little bit because we have all tomorrow still to do.
Yes!
So what I'll say is this, is that guys, make sure that you're following Nikki Star and 90 Day The Melanated Way all across social media, but especially on Instagram. Let's get Nikki's numbers now up.
Yes!
At Nikki Star. And make sure that you're following at 90 Day The Melanated Way on Instagram.
All of our social media handles are in the description box too, guys.
And what I'll do is this, I'll tease this. I am going to post an exclusive Amira story in the next couple of hours.
Woo!
Up to who she's seeing now, because she does have a new man.
Good for her. Good for her.
And so I will post that in the next couple of hours, and we'll go from there. And that's all the tea, because Nikki, we're doing this same time, same place, but tomorrow on Instagram Live.
Yes.
So they need to make sure that they're following you at Nikki Star. They're following me.
Nikki Nicole Star. So you guys can follow me at Nikki Nicole Star. Our beautiful moderators will put all of our information in the chat, but also make sure you check out the description box, guys, because our stuff is there as well. But make sure you're following us, Nikki Nicole Star and 90 Day Fiance The Melanated Way, because we're going to keep this up, and we got some good stuff coming tomorrow.
I'm excited to talk to all things happily ever after. And we are going to drop more bombs, more tea. So I'm all about that life.
Yes, yes. Guys, you made this happen. We have finally linked up. And oh, Linda, I enjoyed this so much. I enjoyed this so much. And thank you all for, putting us in contact with each other, because we are here and we are creating this, content for you all, because this is something that you all really, really wanted. And here we are. Thank you so much, Linda, for joining me here on Nikki Star TV. I cannot wait to join you tomorrow on 90 Day Fiance The Melanated Way, so we can drop some exclusives. And basically, it'll be a lot of exclusives coming by way of Linda. And we'll also just talk about what's going on for the next season of 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After. And you all know, guys, you ask me all the time about, you send me stuff about, what's going on in the 90 Day Fiance world. Sorry. School loans. After, they're like, the pandemic is, it's ending. Everybody's getting vaccinated. Pay your money.
Right.
But you all know that I really don't have, the tea about that kind of stuff. I can give you production stuff, but outside of that, I do not have it. That's why I am so happy to have Linda here, because she has all the tea that you need about the 90 Day Fiance family. So again, Linda, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you, Donna Anderson, for the super chat. Thank you all so much. We had a good time, and we'll see you all tomorrow on Instagram, and we will do this again soon and very soon.
Yay!
Love you, fam. Come on out of the room.
Thank you for having me.
All right, guys. Bye.
Bye. Aww.